Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Nico and Jean, and today we're going to be talking about what comes after narcissistic trauma. Beyond narcissistic trauma is something that I feel like is really important. If you're watching this video, you probably have come to my channel already armed with a lot of information about narcissistic abuse, what is narcissism, what are the signs of a narcissist, and all kinds of research you've probably been doing. Maybe you've been doing some healing work already. Maybe you've taken some courses, read some books, perhaps even done some therapy or some coaching around this. But you're sort of stuck in this place now where, yes, you've done the research. Yes, you've learned so much about it. You've probably made some changes, maybe even to your boundaries and things like that. Perhaps you've even gone no contact with an individual in your life that perhaps might be a narcissist. Doesn't really matter whether they are or not, because we always are just looking at behaviors and whether behaviors are healthy or not. However, what can happen is we can sort of get stuck in this phase of healing where we tend to plateau, and what we end up doing is we're getting stuck in these suffering loops. And so I want to talk about something kind of a little esoteric, which is just this idea that, we're all participating all the time in our experience of the world, in our experiences in our relationships, in our life. And if you are the kind of person that you're willing to take responsibility for your experiences in life, you're willing to take responsibility for what you're creating in your life. And I want to just pre-frame that this has nothing to do with judgment. This isn't judging you like, oh, look what you've created in your life. That is not the framework we're working with. But it's a compassionate, empathetic, kind of perspective to, yeah, we're highly creative beings. We create our reality with our thoughts, right? And our feelings, the feelings around our thoughts. We outpicture our world. It's a reflection of our inner world. And if you're spiritually based or you're into manifesting or that kind of thing, then that's probably part of your belief system. But how can you reconcile this really toxic dynamic that you have in your life or had in your life with narcissistic individuals? How did I create this? How did I create this? But what I want to suggest to you today is this idea of going beyond narcissistic trauma by stepping out of the suffering loop. This loop of suffering where, as you know, if you stop playing the game in a narcissistic dynamic, if you step out of the game, which is really set up for you to lose, then you're taking yourself out of the loop. And when you do this, you become empowered. And when you go outside of the game and then you go internally and you do the work internally and you start to heal the wounds from the past, you start to heal your inner child, and you find out why you were participating in this unhealthy dynamic. You find out why you were so afraid to leave, why it was so hard to stop. You learn all these things, and then you become autonomous, and you're able to not participate in that dynamic anymore. And the catch is that you can't be attached to what happens. You can't be attached to what happens when you do this, because other people in your life, narcissistic or not, are going to respond to your new level of consciousness or your new boundaries. And they're either going to, it doesn't have to be either or, but typically they're going to either just kind of fly out of your radar. They're going to fly out of your orbit. They're going to leave your orbit. They're going to ghost you, or they're just not going to be around you. Or they're going to shift. They're going to shift in response to your new consciousness level, your new experience of life, your new boundaries, and they're going to be able to interact with you in a healthy way. And then you're free. You're free from attachment to other people's behaviors. And so I tell people all the time, they want to know, should I take your course or join your mastermind? I don't know if I have narcissistic trauma, that kind of thing. Well, the truth is, if you can have the kind of boundaries it takes to sever yourself from a narcissistic dynamic, that's like the Olympics of boundaries. You can have boundaries with anyone in your life, including yourself. So what I'm saying to you is that you go beyond this kind of trauma and you become very autonomous and you become very empowered. And then you're empowered to create your own reality. You're empowered to create the reality and experiences that you want to have in life, no matter how that might have other people in your life respond to you. Have you ever heard Wayne Dyer say something like, other people's opinions of me are none of my business? And if you can get to a neutral place where that's true, where you really just say, you know, what other people think of me, it doesn't matter, because I have a center of self. You know, I know who I am. I know what I want to create in my life, and I'm free to do that. I'm free to create my own experiences. And this is what I believe comes after narcissistic trauma, because as long as we're in the suffering loop, as long as we're participating in the dynamic, we're not free to create something else. We have to be involved in the narcissist's drama. We have to be partially involved in their world and their creation of reality, which is a false reality. And as long as we're doing that, we're not going to be able to create our own reality, our own experience of life the way we want it to be. So I'm telling you, that's what's beyond narcissistic trauma, healing from narcissistic trauma, and then moving out of that identity and just being free of that dynamic and that kind of life. It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful, and it's so freeing to be able to move beyond that and create what you want in life. And that's what I wish for you. So I do hope that this has helped you today. And if you would like more information, just take a look down below at the description below this video, and you can go visit my website. I have a free community. If you would like to join, I would love to see you there. Until next time, may you be at ease and know joy. Bye.